Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for my second video in the series, the ABCs of Contentment. Today's letter is B. B is for blessing. I'm wearing the tiara because it goes with today's verse, which is James 1:12, where it says, "Blessed is the man who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive a crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." That is James 1:12, and that's the NIV version. NIV stands for New International Version, if anyone wants to look it up. I volunteer at my local hospital. Many times I've heard people say, "Rachel, you're such a blessing." I appreciate that, and I reply back with, "Thank you. I like being here because it gives me a sense of fulfillment." Many times when you're disabled, people are always looking for how they can help you. That's fine, but I like showing people I can give back too. People like hearing that, and they respond back with, "Thank you for what you do." "My pleasure," I reply. One time I ran into a man who was in a wheelchair as a patient. Shortly after he got out of the hospital, he decided to become a volunteer because I visited him. There's a song I like called "Blessings" by an artist named Laura Story. The chorus goes, "What if your blessings come through raindrops? What if your healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? What if trials of this life are your mercies in disguise?" Amen. I think that says it all. If you're interested in knowing the story behind the song by Laura Story, again, it's called "Blessings." You can look it up. When going through hardships, we should ask ourselves, what's the blessing here? What's the Lord trying to teach me? There's always a purpose. The question is, are we willing to learn that purpose? What it is. Anyway, that's it for week 2. See you next week when we talk about how C is for contentment. Bye everyone, and God bless.